right, let's talk about Brad Holmes. He defined what a great quarterback is. And also, for let's start off here, he talked about his original plans for Matt Stafford, and he talked about Jared Goff as well. So start off with his original Matt Stafford plans. It says Detroit Lions GM Brad Holmes divulges his initial plan for Matthew Stafford. As we know, I'm reading from Detroit Sports Nation. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Share the video if you haven't hit that subscribe button. As we know, now Brad Holmes' biggest move since taking over as general manager for the Detroit Lions was trading quarterback Matthew Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Goff and a trio of draft picks, right? But when Holmes first took his job with the Lions, Stafford was his quarterback, and he had already started to develop a plan to build around him from the Detroit Free Press, all right? They tried to make you buy this information. Shout out to Detroit Sports Nation. I totally had every intention on that he was going to be the quarterback. Holmes said, when I started breaking the tape down, I was like, wow, this dude is talented, which you already knew. But then you get to refresh when you start breaking them down. I'm like, wow. But no, not till when we were all made aware that he wanted a trade. All right, let's do it. Let's do the best thing for the club. Okay. Said Stafford, of course, had ideas, as he reportedly told the Lions that he did not want to be a part of rebuilding at this point in his career and that he wanted to be traded. So, I mean, to me, that's cool. They need to move on. I was the first and probably one of the few people screaming it on YouTube. I told y'all we need to move on, and people was kind of, starting to wake up a little bit when they started seeing him kind of cause us lose games. He was physically breaking down. He deserved to get an opportunity to be on a winning team. They did right by him. They didn't trade him to, what's a bad team now? I don't know. But they didn't trade him to one of them bad, them piss poor teams. But I can't even say the Browns. You can't see the Lions is obviously leaving the Lions. So, I mean, ultimately, I knew they wanted to keep him. I knew that they didn't want to move on. I knew a requirement of this job was to retain Matthew Stafford. And that's how they hadn't won nothing. He had been here 12 years, and he couldn't win. Like I always said, it takes a special type of quarterback to come into Detroit and win. They need to go out there and find the modern-day special quarterback, the new dual threat, and they refused to do that. And even in trading Matthew Stafford, they still brought back a guy that's not the prototypical quarterback for today. You look at the quarterbacks through division, you look at Aaron Rodgers, if he's healthy, Jordan Love can move a little bit. Justin Fields, he probably won't start. He can move a little bit. Keep going down. NFC North, AFC South is kind of an older division. Taysom Hill, when he can move. Teddy Bridgewater gone, but Sam Darnold can move. You go down to the NFC East. Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott can move. Daniel Jones can move a little bit. Then you keep going down to the the NFC West. Russell can move. Kyler Murray can move. Trey Lance, if he start, can move. Stafford, the only quarterback that he ain't a bad move, but he ain't the dual threat move. You go to the AFC North, right? Baker Mayfield can move. Lamar Jackson can move. Joe Burrow can move if he's healthy. Go down to the South. Ryan Tannehill can move. Deshaun Watson, if he can come back, he can move. Ryan Tannehill can, Carson Wentz can move, and the other cat, Ryan Tannehill, Carson Wentz, the Colts, Trevor Lawrence, he can move. Who else in there? Watson, Lawrence, Hill, Wentz. So yeah, they all can move. We go to the AFC East. Tua can move, though he's throwing a whole bunch of picks. Josh can move. Cam can move. Zach Wilson can move. You go down to the AFC West. Patrick can move. Herbert can move. Drew Lock can move. And Teddy Bridgewater can move. He's the quarterback there too. So, the quarterback position is going towards moving. Okay, it's going towards the ability to move straight up like that. And we, even though Jared Goff only got 2+ years or 2 years on his contract, hopefully the Lions can finally do a threat quarterback. Hopefully they found their quarterback in Jared Goff. That he come out here and he can reestablish the pocket quarterback, and he can operate like a surgeon. But I knew Brad Holmes wanted to retain Stafford. I knew in my mind, I thought they was gonna make him retain Stafford. Ultimately, Stafford blindsided everybody, asked for a trade. Now, it was said, had Darrell Bevell stayed, he would have stayed. Ultimately, that didn't happen. He didn't become head coach. He didn't retain his offensive coordinator position. Also, when you go up for promotion of that magnitude, of course, you can't go back to being an offensive coordinator. But personally, it was time to move on. I wouldn't say that I didn't think they moved on to the right quarterback. That's just my humble opinion. Hopefully, I'm wrong. He will have some things different than Jared Goff here. Offensive line already better than it was in the Rams. And you got just new offensive system, all right, that's built around him. But, with Stafford, nothing but the worst this year because we need a big high draft pick. But ultimately, man, you wish him success and health. And, if he wasn't a draft pick, you wish him he'd get to the Super Bowl and win. And a lot of Lions then left and won a Super Bowl. Cliff Averill and Dominican Sue made 2-1-1. And a lot of times they come back and light the Lions up. Joy Harrison came back and with the Lions up with the Miami Dolphins. So, personally, man, he is talented. But then again, you got talented people, you got talented, athletes or sportsmen. You got guys that's talented that can't win, and Matthew Stafford's one of them dudes who just couldn't come in and win. All right, and that's just honesty, man. You either can win or can't win. And he had opportunities, man. He had opportunities to win a playoff game in Dallas, with a top defense, and he just didn't put up enough points. That's fact, But he had 12 years to get it done. You couldn't get it done. You could talk about the deficiencies, this, that, and the third, But he had a defense. He had talented receivers. He had speed. Ultimately, he had big years. Ultimately, we just couldn't win. And I think that's an organizational problem, not a Stafford problem. But when you hear 12 years and we ain't won nothing, even with the great Megatron, that just shows you a little bit. But so let's go on. Holmes has confidence, and Goff embarks on first start. Tim 20 went senior writer for Detroit Lions, and also they hired for a social media person too. So go check that out. All right, benefits and all that. The Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions general manager Brad Holmes was the director of college scouting. That's my dog. For the Los Angeles Rams in 2016, when the Rams selected quarterback Jared Goff, number 1 overall. Holmes had a front row seat at Goff maturation as a quarterback, from being labeled as a bust rookie starter in 2016 to being named back-to-back Pro Bowls in 17-18 and taking the Rams to the Super Bowl in 2018. To the Rams ultimately losing confidence in Goff and deciding to move on after last season. One of the first things Holmes had to navigate after taking the Lions GM job was veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford seeking a trade. Holmes had multiple offers, from the teams, but was able to get the best haul from the Rams that included the first round picks in 2022 and 2023 in Goff. The outside narrative is Goff could be a stopgap in Detroit. He has 4 years left on his contract, but it's restructured in a way where it's realistic Detroit can move on from it in a couple years. But that's not how Holmes views it, right? Quote, he's been successful. He has a lot of wins. He's been to the playoffs, Holmes told DetroitLions.com. I don't know why he doesn't have a chance to be successful. There's nothing wrong with winning. Quote, the outside narrative has been, you got the guy for 2 years to bridge, and then that's it. Okay, I can name you some stopgaps. I wouldn't say Goff is one. Quote, before the trade, I remember Rams GM Les Snead asked me if I wanted Jared Goff, and I said, yes, I do want Jared. He said, okay, I'm just asking because I'm getting a lot of calls within the quarterback circle of teams that needed one. Goff has sought after, just as Carson Wentz sought after, just as Sam Darnold was sought after, that Stafford was sought after. Quote, I never viewed Goff as a bridge option. He's been a winning quarterback. His resume speaks for itself since he's been a full-time starter. He's not been to the playoffs He's not been to the playoffs one time in 2019. Los Angeles moved on from Goff despite him leading the team to back-to-back playoffs in 2020 and losing to the Packers in the divisional round. Goff completed 77.7% of his passes, 21 for 27 with a touchdown, 105.9, while playing through an injury, and that was with his thumb. Okay, and obviously he's somebody that stood on the table for Jared Goff to draft him there. Okay, remember. He was never in the building. All right, he wasn't. He was on the college directive. He was somewhere, moving around, making the rounds and scouting. Okay, and ultimately he got an opportunity because he's done a great job. Even though the Rams in recent years have done a great job as far as trading draft capital for assets, but they did draft Aaron Donald. They drafted some other guys over there. They traded for, Henry Floyd and Roquan Swift. I think it was Roquan Swift. I don't know. Let's see which one it was. I'm sorry. I can't remember. Let's see. They both from Florida. I just remember them both being from Florida, man. And I just remember them both being from Florida. All right. Or I don't know. Forget one of them. Roquan Smith or Leonard Floyd. Was it Leonard Floyd? Okay, it was Roquan. It was Leonard Floyd. He with the Rams. He had a great year yesterday. Encountered the Bears. Prematurely gave up on him, and that was one of their best, acquisitions, man. Top 10 pick in 16, and he was a baller for them last year. So, they did some good things over there, man. And hopefully Brad Holmes can be the one because, I know, we know, everybody know, we tired of waiting. We tired of waiting for that savior, But yeah, we can't do nothing but support Jared Goff. And if he is a stopgap, if he ain't a stopgap, why let they understand his contract already? All right. He's playing for his job. Straight up like that. He playing for his job. And if he do well, great. We just trying to win. No matter who we win with or how we win, we just trying to win. Straight up and down. So if it's Jared Goff or Goff Jared or Stafford Matt or Matt Stafford or Lamar Jackson or Joe Blow, if you win, he'll probably be able to do anything he want in Detroit. Short of killing somebody. Okay? So that's just the vibe right there. But with Jared Goff, he's seen something in Jared Goff. And maybe he's seen some or seen lack of something in Les Steve's team or what's the brother name? Guy's name. I see his name in my head. I see him. The head coach of the Rams. I cannot remember his name. Sean McVay. So maybe seen some lack of Sean McVay, and maybe that's why he believed in Jared Goff. But one thing we know about Goff got a great arm. He throw a more catchable ball than Stafford. Now he don't have a cannon. He got a cannon, but he don't have a cannon Stafford got. But he throw a very, very catchable ball. You see some of his deep balls, and it drop in the bucket. With Stafford, especially early in his career, everything was a bullet. Nothing really loft. Even when he loft the ball, it didn't have that much air. Everything Stafford threw was on the line. He could throw an 80-yard rope for a touchdown. With Jared Goff, he getting dropping in the bucket. In the Brad Bell, he throw a more catchable ball. And some receivers came to Detroit, and it took them some time to get adjusted to Stafford Rocket. Some other ones, never got adjusted, and that's why they're no longer here. But it said, according to Detroit Lions' new general manager, the team must excel at the quarterback position to achieve consistent success. Though success is about more than just a quarterback. Quote, it seems like the only true great ones are sustaining success, Holmes said. But also, you hear about the quarterback position so much goes into what the situation that the player's in and what around that player. He said, what is that player working with? I'll look at it like, obviously, the great ones, Tom Brady, those guys. Now, what point did you know that sustain was sustained? Like, at what point did you know, say, with Peyton Manning, for example, did you know it by year 2? I think that's the kind of what you have to dive deep into. When do you truly define sustained success after Brady's third championship? Then he went on. He said during a recent segment interview, Dave Burkett, Free Press Holmes explains that he's happy to have Goff to receive a quarterback that we got in Jared. I know a lot of things are said in the subjective in league, and everybody got their opinions now. On how they view Goff. A lot of people had their opinions on how they view Matthew as well, Holmes said. So you can go both ways there. Everybody has their viewpoints, but I do think the conversation was fair, excuse me. So in case you was wondering, Goff averaging 8.4 wins per season, over 60% went to the Super Bowl, and Stafford was averaging 6.2 wins a season, just over 45%, and has not won a single playoff game. As Holmes says, it takes more than the quarterback to win games. Goff has a solid team around him, while Stafford has mostly trash. I disagree with that. I hate when they say that, he had mostly. No, he didn't. This dude had Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate. This dude had a top 5 defense. If we gonna sit here and forget, he had a top 5 defense one year, couldn't put enough boards. And Stafford had talent. That's bullshit. And everybody in Detroit wants you to say, now, he go to Los Angeles and win, so be it. But this dude had talent. But yeah, of course, sustain. Quarterbacks is the only quarterback. Having a great quarterback is the only way you're gonna sustain success in year out, making the playoffs, winning playoff games. Without Tom Brady, New England didn't win a playoff game last year, so we'll see what they do this year. But yeah, quarterbacks only sustain success. Great defense don't even sustain. Great defenses have a small window. Quarterbacks, especially when you can't hit them now, they have sustained success as far as going deep in the playoffs and winning playoff games and winning multiple Super Bowls. That didn't happen for Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. He went to 2 Super Bowls, and then now he went to 2 in Denver. But like I said before, if you want to have sustained team success and make deep playoff runs, you want a Rodgers, Brett Peyton, Tom Brady. You know, even Donovan McNabb, he was good enough to make deep playoff runs, especially to the NFC Championship game multiple times. So honestly, that's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at. That's what you want. You know, a quarterback that gives you the best opportunity to win. You can have a great cornerback like Dion. You can have a great linebacker like Ray Lewis. You can have a great safety like Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu. You have all those great things, but quarterbacks sustain success. You know, that's what it is. They sustain success, and you know, hopefully Jared Goff can sustain that success for Detroit. But agree with what Brad Holmes is saying, man. And obviously he wanted to keep Stafford, but you know, he said that Jared Goff had a lot of suitors. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, man, I think I agree with everything he's saying. Hopefully Jared is the one. I'm not rooting against Jared. I'm rooting for Jared. Hopefully Jared's the one, and we can move on and go win bigger things like the NFL Division, NFC Championship game, and the Super Bowl, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. But let me know what you guys think about the video, the articles, all on the internet. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, or video request. Twitter is the fastest way than Facebook and Instagram. All that's in the drop-down box. You can hit me up anytime you're going through something. You got a video request, chop it up on there, advertise your business on the channel. Or, you know, you just want to kick it. Hit me up, man. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well, too. Best way to donate. Share the video. Subscribe. Thumbs up the video when you come through the door. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk. Don't forget, check out my other channel, my main channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube. Peace. All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers. So make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing just strictly on the Pistons thing. You know, I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace.